live studio audience.
Yes. Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We're 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well MetaVerse podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Still dancing.
All right. Oh, here we go with the intro.
If anybody can get together a group of people in the metaverse and make them feel welcome, it's Oculos, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Dude,
that.
where does that come from, bro? How did that come about?
As a child, I was very reserved. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, I'll put it out there. I used to break down in tears if somebody would yell at me if I was like doing something wrong in school. And then out of nowhere, I just started. Oh, I got the awe from the audience. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna start crying? But in all seriousness, like I don't know. All right, let's get this in. Thank you so much.
Welcome to Well MetaVersed, the podcast where Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels navigate the explosive growth in the metaverse. Buckle up because we are in for a heck of a ride.
Carlos.
What an intro.
We're live. Hello, Michael. Hello, Zach. Hello, Kimberly. You probably will notice a slight difference in this episode of Well MetaVersed. Mainly, OcuLos410 is
y'all?
not Jason Earls. Oculos, welcome to co-hosting the episode. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and it is confirmed I'm not Jason Earls because we've been in the same place at the same time. So,
unlike me and somebody else,
Batman. I guess that's usually who you go with.
Yeah,
It's great to be here. Wow,
yeah, man, it's so good to have you here. It worked out really good. Of course, Jason is traveling. He's heading back from a trip today. He's on a plane right now, and the pilot wouldn't let him jump on. So I thought, man. You know who this episode is all about.
No, it's not all about me. It's always about the community. It's about Amayah and the amazing things she's doing. And, of course, this podcast, Well MetaVerse.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, again, it's so good to see you. This was a great conversation. We really get into a lot of stuff about community. So that is super cool.
You know what's super cool?
What?
That my camera decided, let's go blurry for this live show. Why not?
That's how that works sometimes. So
yeah.
Always happy to test out technology and
this is how I look in the metaverse anyway. Just a little distorted, maybe pixelated. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool for people to put a face with the face, I'm sure, to where people are not used to seeing us in real life. They're used to our avatar form.
I even see you all the time. I mean, every podcast, every Clean Comedy Time show, all your YouTube channel. I think your face has been around a little bit more than mine. So it's good to see everybody, and awesome to everybody in the chat saying hello. It's great to see everybody.
Yeah. So this again, this was a special one. Because we got to talk with you and Amayah and get into some of the incredibly cool things you guys have going on. So why don't we just jump right into it? Get to that first clip. And by the way, everybody who's here, who's commenting, thanks for watching. We're going to keep popping your comments up. So if you've got questions or things to say, bring it on. So. All right, my friends, let's start the show. Again, this is kind of like a third start because we had the pre-start, the start, this start.
We're not good at starting. Maybe we'll do all right with the follow through.
Right. Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? Oh,
Jason Earls, how we doing?
Hey, dude, I'm
Hello,
good. I'm liking that
everybody.
jam. That's a good jam to dance to, bro.
I'm dancing. I'm liking it. This
Shout
is
out
how
to
I dance.
DJ Lolly D.
Lolly D, yeah.
Yeah.
Lolly D. All right.
Dude,
Yeah.
so second episode in the metaverse. It's pretty amazing. Thanks for everybody who's coming out.
Yeah,
Dude,
this is awesome to look around and see people
what do
coming
you-
and engage with this. Awesome.
Yeah. What do you think about the first episode in here, man? And the first streaming that everybody saw?
Dude, I loved it. It's interesting because with the live studio audience in here, it's got a really good feel. I mean, I'm sure you would agree. It feels like we are on stage in a real life studio doing this. But then when we watch it back on the flat screen, it's engaging initially, but it's easy to kind of drift off. So to have
Absolutely.
you and I bouncing back and forth like that between our real life selves and our avatar selves, I think that's good. I know a couple people out here said that they watched it on Tuesday, and yeah, Wee Woolies and Trainer Cal, and like that. There was good engagement, so that's a lovely thing.
Absolutely. And I think I want to give a special shout out, one, for everybody who watches, but a special shout out to all our friends from across the pond. We got UK, we got Poland, we got everybody. Let's give it up for them, y'all. That's pretty exciting.
Absolutely, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Only thing,
the dynamics of how this has been changing here since Horizon opened up to the people from the UK has been incredible. Like, it's so cool to see these cultures coming together and meshing, and also the timing. Like, I mean, it's 11 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, and it's it's
5 o'clock
in the early evening, for them. So it's really cool.
Dude, here's what I learned from the UK, y'all. I don't know if y'all knew this, but UK doesn't go off necessarily the time zone that we have. Basically, they say like they look at the sun and it's either they go forward or go backwards. So that's what Arkin told me. So right now it's five past the sun, something like that.
right.
Dude, but also, dude, I forgot that my broadband, I mean, not my broadband, my internet wasn't on audio pay. So I got disconnected in the middle of the show, and I'm just playing. Y'all. Relax.
So, yeah. Well, also, it's probably worth saying happy July 1st. It's a new month, new things happening. Yeah.
Yep, and shout out to my daughter because it's her birthday. She turned, my youngest child turns 11 today, man. 11.
Oh, man.
I no
You're
longer have any.
Almost done.
Yep, my house is full of.
If she's 11, that means you only have about 35 years left of supporting her.
Absolutely. Now it's more shoes and makeup.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's well, happy birthday to her. Lots of fun time. A couple more years and she'll be able to come into Horizon and hang out.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, we got a lot of kids showing up in Horizon now.
Yeah, it's I noticed that the rating on Horizon is teen, so that's led to some interesting conversation and some changes on how we address things in the soapstone, because we have just an incredible amount of traffic through the soapstone. It's one of the first places where a lot of people visit, and because of that, we end up with a lot of kids. So we've got to make sure that we're treating kids with respect, but at the same time having the ability to make sure that it's not disrupting the experience. So we've
one phrase I never thought I'd say in the metaverse is, "Hey kids, get off my lawn."
Right. Yeah.
Funny.
It is.
So, man,
it's interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm saying, man, I'm excited about our guest that we're gonna have today, man.
Oh
So,
yeah.
pretty awesome
Well,
show.
Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Amayah as our guest, and of course OcuLos,
Mr. Energizer of the Metaverse.
Yeah. So we'll be right back,
Sweet.
y'all, and we are gonna be talking with our guests. Heyo. All right, man. So what do you think about our guests? Are you excited to hear our guests today?
I actually am kind of relieved. I was wondering where we were going when we went on break because we didn't go anywhere.
Right.
It makes total sense now. Here we are. This is where we're going.
Right.
No, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love the layout of the world. I love everything in there. Like I was picking up all the stuff. I was really like sensory overload with all the fun stuff to play with before the show. I was like, oh, we got to focus. Time to get on the show.
Yeah, well, good timing to say that because Joanna Ung, better known as Solaris 30, and there she was one of the key designers in there. Along with a whole crew of great people, Ace the Bass, Mayhem, John McClay played a big role in the design in there. So yeah, it's a good spot. And tomorrow I'll be publishing a door in the soapstone so that every Friday, if people are in the soapstone, they'll see that because Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, we're doing the live studio audience portion. So everybody can jump into the soapstone and then head right over for that live recording. So that's good stuff. Good stuff.
So now instead of joining on Friends and looking for an event, you're going to flood the place in the first 3 minutes. As soon as people see it's live, they're going to head in that door and it's going to be amazing. That's great. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's really nice to see the people responding to this because I wasn't sure, frankly, like how is this going to play at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is what 8 a.m. 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Pacific time. 8. Okay, so like, I mean that's early. That's awfully early to go listen to a couple people talk, So yeah, I'm. Oh, we got to put this comment up from my friend Solaris. Look at this.
I don't think you should post that one. No, it's too late.
Yeah, she thinks I'm the best.
You spelled Carlos wrong, but it's I think it's funny that you say people want to get up and start talking at 9 a.m. when they're in the soapstone as early as 6 a.m. So I mean, I guess if you want to take them out of that element and put them out in another world where they can talk.
All right, yeah, that's fair. We do have a pretty good group of folks at any time, day or night, in the soapstone. So let's jump into talking with our guests, shall we?
Yeah, let's check it out. Who do we have this time?
I don't know, some dude and his friend.
Let's check him out.
Hey.
Welcome back. It's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, introducing our guests.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad we got I just love our theme music, man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I really need to learn how to metaverse dance. That's what I need to learn how to do.
It's all in the hips.
Yeah, I got you. I thought it was in my feet. Feet don't fail me now. Well,
yeah, that's right.
Sorry, James
Brown. All right. Well, let's bring our guests out here, shall we?
Absolutely. So you want to introduce them?
Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Let me start with a special guest who has been a leader in the Asian community here in Horizon. And she has built a world called the Worlds of Asia. And please welcome Amayah.a. Come on out, Amayah.
Amayah. Hey. Okay. Where's she going?
So glad
do your
you're
dance.
Here.
Do your dance. Do you?
Okay, I'm not sure. I mean, Asia is rich in culture. I don't know which one to dance.
Too many dances
But
to choose from.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
all right.
Yeah, I know.
And our
Absolutely.
and our second guest coming out today, he is a good friend of mine. He has played just an incredible role in the Soapstone. I talk to him on the regular, and so please welcome. What's his name again? No, I'm just kidding. OcuLos410, come on out.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
First of all, I want to say Oculus, y'all, is probably the best hype man in the entire metaverse. Like
Yeah,
this
I
dude
would go with that.
is
for
the
sure.
part.
You must
If
not get out much.
anybody-
If I'm the biggest hype man, you must not be getting out much.
No, whatever, dude. If anybody can get together a group of people in the metaverse and make them feel welcome, it's Oculus, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Dude,
that.
where
I
does that come
appreciate
from, bro? Like what? Like how did that come about?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question because I honestly don't know. There's just this thing about me which is surprising because as a child I was very reserved. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, I'll put it out there. I used to break down in tears if somebody would yell at me if I was like doing something wrong in school, and then out of nowhere I just started. Oh, I got the awe from the audience. Oh my goodness. Am I gonna start crying? But in all seriousness, like I don't know. All right, let's get this in. Let's get, thank you so much. But
I knew you were gonna pause it.
I had to pause it there for a minute because how awkward is that to real time have your reaction played from listening back to
Even listening to it back, it's like that emotion going back to when I was in like grade school is so weird because people would always like ask me like, how are you ever going to make it when you get older? How are you going to, talk to your boss if you want to say no? And I just start crying like, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, like somewhere in middle school, it was just like, I wanted to be the party, like, start the conversation, get people together. And it just took off from there. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead and post that comment. Oh, you did. There it is.
Oh,
Talk about timing.
You spelled my name wrong, Joanne.
We got to get her.
Oh,
But,
man. Yeah,
that
dude,
moment,
I appreciate your transparency there. Again, both in the moment and then watching it back. That's super cool, dude.
It's and not even like a humble brag, but I've been asked so many times about like being able to do community building and just like talk to groups of people. And you're the first place where I'm just like, I used to cry all the time. So
I have that effect on people. I tend to people feel like they can be real honest with me, which is kind of cool. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've always been honest with you.
Yeah, liar. All right, back to it.
in all seriousness, it was like one day I just opened up and everything was like, let's just talk and meet and socialize. And I brought that into the metaverse, and it's gotten me here. So I'm just grateful to have all of y'all to be able to socialize with.
It's like when Simba first let out his first roar. He was like, "Roar. Oh, I got it! Here it is."
Yeah, man, it's so good to have you on here. I mean, I know a couple things that are very important to you are community and connection. What do you attribute the growth of the feeling of community in here to?
Oh wow. In all honesty, when before the beta opened up to North America, even with the limited amount of people that were in here, there was still this massive community. And I mean massive as far as the feeling of community, the connections, the help that people wanted to give, that sense of welcoming, all of that was just already really prevalent. And then when we opened up to North America, all of these people who had been used to being in online spaces that were very negative and toxic, they're very reserved and wondering, hey, why are you being so nice to me? Why do you want to help me? And it was actually an adjustment for them to come in and actually find a community. So I think it's the people who were in the beta at the time really making it a welcome experience for the people who are now joining. And I love the fact that that's still going on.
One thing that I noticed that you do is you have this amazing gift to break up the monotony. Like if you notice that a room or world is really tight, you have your way of just going around and loosening everybody up. You know, kind of like when we first last week, a week before last, when we had our first recording, and all of us went to Soapstone, gather around. It's early in the morning. I'm a little kind of nervous, like how's this thing gonna really go? And dude, you just came around and started dancing of everybody in the middle and jumping up, and everybody started laughing. I'm like, man, this dude is a major party setter, man. That's just amazing, dude. Is that what you like in real life?
I don't know what real life looks like. I'm in this headset too much. I think I do.
Yeah.
No, in real life, it's funny. I do. And people in my neighborhood, I just moved in this neighborhood 4 years ago. And I was like, how come it's so quiet? And then I realized, oh, I'm going to be the loud one. And I actually connected everyone in my community. And for the 4th of July, we're actually having a block party. And everyone in that community, just through interaction, has now got a chance to meet each other. And people moving into the community now know each other just because of the fact that I've made those introductions. So I just enjoy it. It's very beneficial.
Wow. That's
Hence
cool.
what I
And,
always say,
Amayah,
Aaron.
how are you?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I just want to underscore really quick what I always say. Who you are in real life is amplified in the metaverse, bro. And here's another instance where it happens.
That's right.
So
Can I
if you're a
segue
jerk-
it to Amaya? I know I don't want to steal your
certainly.
thunder, but
No,
I really
Thunder.
the biggest thing about everything you're saying about connecting communities. Amaya came to me in tours, first day, first week. I don't know the exact time frame. And she said, I'm just looking to find other creators and find an Asian community and other builders. And I said, it probably doesn't exist. Build one. And I did not realize she took people seriously enough. She built one literally in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
So please,
That is great.
Amaya, take all the flowers, all the credit. I cannot fangirl enough about everything you've done in such a short time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mr. Energizer. I mean, I did get energized by whatever you're doing, and I can really relate to your story. I mean, in real life, I think
I had to put a pause on that. Number one, Mr. Energizer, I hope that never catches on. So please never. I appreciate the sentiment, but
That's fair. So everybody, we're here first to announce that OcuLos410 will be changing his name to Mr. Energizer.
you know that I guess there's a saying somewhere. It says if you don't want people to talk about something, don't talk about it. I think I broke that rule. I really wanted to address one thing, though. My comment about I don't know what real life looks like. I spend too much time in here. I really want to make that really known that obviously, first of all, make sure you take breaks and mental health is important. I know a lot of times, well, almost all the time, I'm joking. I'm having a good time and laughing. But I really want to stress that message is not don't leave VR. Make sure that you literally think consciously about taking breaks. Don't worry about being too engaged in the build, in whatever you're doing. I mean, that headset lasts 2.5 hours or so, probably for a reason. I really want you to take breaks.
Yeah, that is a good point. Healthy boundaries are absolutely essential because without them, we will get swept away. And before we hit play, can we just talk for a minute about how amazing Amayah is?
Amazing. I mean, like when you wanted to introduce her, I was like, I don't want to steal the show while stealing the show, but I was just so proud of the moment of having her on stage to talk about this initiative, because when she came in, she really just wanted to know more. Like, help me. How do I find what I'm looking for? And I was like, it's probably somewhere out there, but if not, build it. And I'm like, in my inbox, hey, I built this world. Can you come take a look at it and tell me what you think? And I'm like, what? You built an entire community like in a week and a half? And you're going to hear all about it in a minute.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back. Let's get back to it.
Keep chatting.
Good stuff. Yeah, I love this chat. You guys who are engaging in the chat, it's awesome to just have these real-time comments coming in. So thank you for that.
And share the link.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Share the link. Yeah. Let's get a bunch of people watching this. Yeah. Oculos, I don't know if anybody's mentioned it, but you're a pretty good promoter and community builder.
Yep. Like, subscribe, and follow for more.
All right. Here we go. Back at it.
Let's go.
Wouldn't do any of this, to be honest. But coming here with the avatar and filter and all that kind of break a lot of barriers that I personally didn't know can be done, but I kind of know that it'll happen. But then this really made things come true. So I was really able to just push myself to the limits. And yeah, I took you really seriously when you said that, so Oculus and I, we kind of met in world tours, right? Basically, yeah, I popped in. I mean, I don't think there was any tours at that time, but you were hanging around. So that's something about Oculus. He'll hang around, he'll be there, he'll just be available.
Oh yeah.
Just being available is so precious because you'll never know, right? Who else is gonna be there, and he's just there to welcome
That's
them.
right.
So
That's
I really
right.
want to remember that moment because I want to do the same for others, and especially
Wow.
later, right? When we're gonna open up to Asia and all that. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm kind of taking this opportunity to prepare myself and maybe put together a lot of resources, a team of people. I know I can't do this alone, and I really am very inspired by everything you guys are doing, even though it's not Asia related. So I kind of like benefited from all these vibes that you guys are having. And so
Wow.
yeah, seriously.
So the few
Jason,
100,000
he's
people
really...
that I helped welcome, you're not going to be able to welcome a few billion?
I know, I really need a lot of help. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that conversation was really memorable because he was just saying, hey, do you want to do something for the Asian community? And I was like, okay, where are they? Are they here? I don't see any. And, he would pop in, sending the right.
Yeah.
But, just
Oh,
a
so
second
cool.
later, I realized that, oh my gosh, what did I just say? If I'm going to do a meet and greet, I need a world, right? But I haven't started building a world. Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that. In fact, I just got my headset at that time. So it's kind of crazy,
Fast
scary,
learner.
but you don't really think too much about that. And I think that's one thing that I like about coming to Horizon Worlds. I didn't really feel any of this toxic stuff. I guess you guys already kind of like, clear the ground, make it really welcoming, right? Yeah. So I didn't. I had so many good experiences. I mean, the first 2 weeks that I was in Horizon Worlds, I've got so many people just so nice. Like,
wow,
oh my gosh.
you've said so much there, and there's so much to unpack. But first off, like your spirit, like who you are, and your ability to come in here and take the reins and be proactive about making sure that the people that are in your community are going to be welcomed in and have a place. That is so commendable. I'm so impressed by that about you, and I thank you for being who you are, because that is just absolutely incredible. Yeah.
And there's this
encouragement.
As I'm listening to you, all kinds of verses just pop in my head, but the one that really sticks out is when this girl who her all of her people were in position where they could have been wiped out, and she was the only one who was positioned in a place to really impact her nation. And her uncle, in the midst of her insecurity, her uncle looked at her and said, "You've been chosen for such a time as this." And so in the midst of difficulty, when you see a group of people who are hurting, and you're positioned, and there's something inside of you that's saying, man, I feel like I need to do something. It's an indicator that maybe you're chosen for such a time as this. And the fact that you're doing it shows that indeed Amayah is chosen for such a time as this. So you go ahead.
Guys,
Rock
for your
on.
encouragement.
And one more thing I want to say on that. When she took on this task of welcoming Asia, she actually had a practice she put together of all of these tiles of all the countries of Asia for people to come in, and they would basically grab their country that they represent and then maybe talk about it or place it in which region it fits. Northern Asia, East Asia, the Pacific side. And she said to me, I didn't realize there were this many countries in Asia, and it didn't deter her.
Wow.
It didn't put her, in a negative space. She just was very pleasantly excited about the fact that so many more people were going to be invited someday, and I just couldn't believe it. Like, I would be overwhelmed. So all the flowers,
to be honest, from where I came from, I come from Malaysia, and that's from one small region, right, Southeast Asia. And I kind of always grew up thinking Asia is just, within those countries that I'm aware of. it's only until I had to build the world, I had to kind of get really serious, right? And I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want, to be sending wrong information. I had to Google, I had to research, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this is the largest continent on Earth. This is huge.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
but I thought that was great because, it gives me someone to actually take it as an educational journey myself. And there's just so many tools that are available, right? I
Yeah.
can't really script. I kind of feel like my brains are not wired that way, but I do feel that there's a lot of opportunities. I mean, that's not a deterrent. Basically, I could collaborate, I could do it. It's just that I'm so focused on the
Hey. Oh,
I saw the crowd. I got excited. I was looking. I was like, I see you and you and you.
yeah. Some familiar faces in there. Some of the folks
So great.
in there are watching today too on the stream here. So that's awesome. It's so amazing. Actually, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cal, trainer Cal, because as I'm sitting here listening to her talk about that, I know he's about to do play the same role with our friends that have come in from the UK. We've got a bunch of people that are just phenomenal people that have stepped in at the Soapstone and are looking to create experiences that are centered around the people in that community. And it's just awesome. I love the fact that what has felt like a diverse community is going to continually become more and more diverse, which means we have to be able to integrate together, but also have culturally specific programming and stuff. So it's awesome. Cal, you rock.
Yeah, Cal, shout you out. And I love the fact that her first response was, I had to do a lot of research so that way I could accurately represent, even though the representation at the time of when she was building was just where it's located on the map. So there's already we need to find out where these places are, but also all of the rich cultures. And we had a similar thing with the Los Amigos initiative where I come out and I'm not fluent Spanish, but I'm Hispanic, and I'm trying to get this group of Hispanics together to say, let's build a community where we can represent all of Latin America and Spanish-speaking countries. And the first thought is, but you don't speak fluent Spanish. You're going to represent all of us. And the great part is that using the tools available to connect all of these Latin countries and have representation for each country, because all the culture of each country is so rich, the people, the music, same thing across the world. And like you said, trying to bring all of that into the Soapstone, bringing all that into the metaverse. I'm excited to see it and all
It's
the
gonna
new world.
It's going to be awesome. So let's finish up this clip and then we'll be right back.
How far we can reach, right? With so many countries, and just even overcoming my own barriers. Like, I don't even know what's happening in those countries. I only know within my region.
There's something that I've battled with, and I know Jason and I have talked quite a bit about this, but there's a feeling of imposter syndrome to say, I'm not the right person for this. I'm trying to be something bigger than I actually am. I'm being an imposter. And it would be easy to look at a task that's that big and encompasses far more than what you're comfortable with and say, oh, that's too big for me. That's not enough. But I commend you again for having the confidence and, more importantly, the willingness to say, I'm going to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to step outside of my knowledge base, and I'm going to do it. So
you know what? And the Christian faith, there's this concept like these 12 dudes who were the disciples, and one dude is known as the connector. He's like, yo, I need y'all to come meet this guy. Hey, you know what? Come meet this guy. And so what if you're the connector between all the continents? Because I'm just sitting here thinking, if you, being from Malaysia, didn't know about some of these countries and in Asia, think about us as Americans.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting like, wow, if you didn't know, what in the world is it that I don't know? And so what if you became the Oculos? Because I'm thinking I would love if there was a world where I could go to and learn how to greet all my brothers and sisters who are coming in here from in just a different language. I would love that. I need it. So
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna pick your brain for my next project, the next world.
absolutely, I'm here. That's what I'm here for.
And this is probably a good transition because this lines up very, very nicely with a project that you're spearheading, Oculos. That, of course, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Before that,
Sure,
before we do
sure.
that, we do that, hold on. We got to pay some bills. Let's go to a commercial break.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
ready to dance.
Oh, you were ready. I cut it out, man. Kind of
We'll come
missed the. You can still dance.
All right. I'll dance while you talk. Pay the bills. Pay the bills.
Yeah, pay the bills. Yeah, I'm personally not very good at paying the bills. Paying the bills is typically used with like this is where a sponsor spot would go, and we don't have any of those lined up yet. So if you're watching and you want to sponsor it, you didn't. Did you check both pockets?
Both empty.
All right. So actually, I'll just in place of a sponsorship, I'll give people a little bit of a heads up, a little preview of something that's going to be happening next month in the Soapstone. We're kicking things up a notch. This month, we gave away about $1,000 worth of stuff with some free T-shirts and some things like that. And next month, we are kicking it up even more, and we're going to give away over $2,000 worth of stuff. We're going to do that with the most entertaining and the most supportive. So those leaderboards in there each week instead of each month, which is what we've been doing. Each week, we're going to give people some gift certificates for a free Soapstone T-shirt and for whatever else they might want on Amazon. So that's going to be super cool. Oh yeah, that's getting some good response. We got the eyeballs here from Cal. Most beautiful. Kimberly's applauding. Jelly's
This is,
happy.
Pretty interesting. I guess this is your way of getting me back on stage, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, actually, what I like to do is invite you to come watch a show, then say, "Hey, you got to get on stage."
That would be a new experience. Let's try it out. Jelly
Gamer tried to type "mom," but did it upside down. It looks like.
Oh, mom. Yeah. Mom too.
All right. Well, let's jump into our next segment, shall we?
There's a second part?
Oh yeah, we got more. We got more. You all sticking with us. We're back to talk a little bit more with Amayah and OcuLos410. Jason Earls and I are super happy that you're back here with us. Tell us about your new initiative.
Oh, I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about that. So One Horizon, a lot of you may not know about yet, and it's kind of on purpose. A lot of what I do is in the background. There's a lot of community work to be done. And so sometimes people will say, I don't ever see you online, or I don't see you out in the public. What's going on? And community building is just a day job. It's almost a full-time job, even beyond. So One Horizon was created with the help of Unemployed Alcoholic. We have Zandria Hart, we have Paige Dansinger, Better World Museum, we have Felso, and we have Chris LGBTQ+, all helping with this massive initiative. And One Horizon basically was created because there's a lot of communities forming, and there's a lot of communities that already exist. And what happens is we tend to gravitate to a community, and then we lose a little bit of ourselves. And nothing against any community, including my own. When you join a community, you kind of fit into a slight mold. And then when you feel a little misplaced, or you just feel like maybe it's not 100% perfect fit, you start to look around. And some people are part of multiple communities for that reason. What I wanted to do with One Horizon was kind of allow people to keep their individuality, keep their identity, and create communities throughout the world, but still benefit from that connective and collaborative effort of all of the communities combined to be able to say, hey, Meta, we're all struggling in this way. Help us. Hey, Meta, we're all striving and we're thriving in this way. Celebrate us. And this connects everyone without saying, you have to do what I do. You have to believe what I believe. Nothing that I do fits into another country's culture and music and food and people. And I learned this through the Los Amigos initiative. if I can continue on this thought.
Please do. Please do.
So, Los Amigos, I am half Colombian and I'm half American, and I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, but I love my culture. I love where my family's from, and I wanted a way to celebrate that. Now, out in the real world, if I don't speak fluent Spanish, it's a little bit harder to connect with Spanish people because they know you're not fluent, you're not from that country, and all of these other Spanish countries have their own rich culture. So if you're, let's say, half Colombian, half American, and not fluent in Spanish, and you say, I want to lead an initiative for all Spanish people, well, that's a red flag for every Spanish person, because how do you represent every Spanish culture, every Spanish country? So what I did was very silently work with all of the Spanish people
By the
that
way,
I was
sounds
building with.
kind of similar to something that others of us have experienced. Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short, I worked with a few leaders in the Spanish community, and we decided that we wanted to not just represent the Spanish community, but do something similar that One Horizon does, which is identify ambassadors of each country to represent their people, their culture, their food, their music, the love of their country. That way, it doesn't feel as though someone's inappropriately or inadequately or incorrectly representing their culture. And it just continues to celebrate our bigger family globally. So that's what I'm trying to use as the blueprint for One Horizon, and continue to just find these ambassadors and community leaders to represent.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got to jump in here for a minute. And, what we just talked about, and I don't think this came up during the original recording, but this concept of being able to integrate together, but yet customize the experience for specific cultures. Like, that's exactly what you were hitting right there, man. And that's so commendable to respect and include.
It's so important, because even in the United States, there's literally hundreds of cultures and peoples and just the richness of our own country that is formed from all of the people that have come here. That comes from somewhere, and it comes from all these other countries that we're opening up to. And I'm really excited about Los Amigos and where that's going. We've got great leadership there, ambassadors for countries already, Puerto Rico and Mexico and Colombia, Peru. These people that we're connecting, it's like I've never had a chance to connect with so many Spanish-speaking people as I have in the metaverse. And like Jason said in the beginning, everything you do in the metaverse is just amplified. And I've never felt like I had a home with Spanish people until connecting. And it's ironic because it's a group that I helped start, but I feel like I'm a part of that group. I don't feel like I'm anything to do with its creation. So shout out Los Amigos and all the people that are working hard to connect these communities until we have the Latin American community join us.
For sure. Super, super cool.
Present their cultures and their experiences without making them conform to one thing.
For sure. And I know one of my favorite parts about being able to do this in front of a live studio audience is we have the opportunity to interact with the audience and actually take on questions. Jason, do you think we should take another quick break and then move into some Q&A? And then, of course, closing the show out tonight, we've got a very special musical guest, Southern Charm One, who will be performing to close us out.
So before we go to a break, go ahead. That's exactly what I was about to say. Before we go to a break, we are vibing, my brother. Go ahead and tell us a little bit how we can get in contact with you and your worlds.
So Amayah, first, please, to the Asian community members, to the Asian culture, please share how they find you, all your worlds.
So it's Worlds of Asia. The name of the world is Worlds of Asia. And, I'm kind of trying to find the right balance to make sure that I have enough, focus where I can actually build that world, not trying to build too many worlds and then kind of lose focus. And then, the content is not really there, right? So that's exactly just that one world that I'm focusing on. But my plan is to have like every month, there'll be like a new team, so that's why when I started, I launched it in May, where we had the Asian American Heritage Month. So I kind of built content around that area. And then, we actually held an event. It's always kind of good to have an event with the world so we kind of get some interaction and all that, right? And, when it's guided, you can actually be more involved. So then after that, I plan to kind of identify a little bit like what you say, Oculus is like an ambassador. So, I did get to connect with somebody who's really passionate about Asian American, growing them in the online, in the real world community. And he's going to take on that part, and we're going to continue to build a separate wall on that. And then, every year after that, we can add on content and events and things like that. So, I mean, I'm doing all this like by trial and error anyways. I really didn't have any guidance or whatever, but I think as we continue to, interact with the community, you'll kind of know more about the needs, and then you can cater to it. So every month I plan to do something like May for Asian American, and then June we did tower running world with the world's #1 tower runner, and then we managed to put in like a VR interview in 3 different languages: English, Mandarin, and Malay. It is kind of crazy for me. I've never done anything like that before, but it was done. So something like that. Just one Worlds of Asia for now, and then every month I'm gonna come up with something, a team and all that. And just a sneak preview for the next one, we're dealing with food.
So hey, before Oculus goes, you say One World Asia, is that it? But I need to look, dude. I'm plugged in my headset, and I've been tangled up for the last 5-10 minutes.
I wondered,
dude,
like, you just keep getting a little bit tighter.
Like, before
very engaged.
Oh snap! Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold up.
Oh, no.
Hold up. Okay. All right.
Go ahead and take your headset off.
No, all right. Dang, I'm grabbing stuff. Okay, Oculus, tell it. Well, hold on.
At all.
Yeah, there we
Don't
go.
cut this at all.
Yeah. All right, Oculus, tell us about your stuff, man. How can we find you?
Oh, so in true my own fashion, not only Worlds of Asia in Horizon, but also Instagram, Facebook group, page. Please also check those out and join them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
very important.
Yes.
So obviously One Horizon group, that's if you're interested in learning more about connecting communities, and if you have a community that you want to share and get some help, because that's what it's all about, getting help, getting resources. You can always find me on Wednesdays, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific for World Tours. You can find me literally on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter on my name, OcuLos410. But please spend the time, get to know somebody out there, connect with people, ask questions, and just be of service. How can I help? And you'll be amazed at the connections you'll find.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Well, let's take another quick break and then come back with Q&A from the audience, and then closing out with Southern Charm performance.
Absolutely. Let me see what I broke. Let's find out what broke.
Man, how about Jason trashing his
I was convinced you were going to cut that out, and I was like, why would you cut that out?
No, it's so great. Yeah.
Speaking of not pre-scripted, I'm always so concerned when I'm on a stage or I'm talking in front of people and I get asked that question, like, where can we find you? What are you into? And I'm like, and it just comes out. And the things that I say, I'm like really trying to be meaningful, because the things I'm doing are meaningful, not just to me, but the people I'm impacting. So really listen to that advice that I just gave, which I probably couldn't say it again word for word because it literally was not pre-scripted, but just go out and meet people, connect with people, make these real relationships, because it's one thing to say I need help. It's another thing to make a connection with someone and then they recognize, or you just are struggling and they say, how can I help you? And that just means so much more.
Dude, you are just spot on. That willingness to help. I mean, that's why you are a leader in creating community, because you just you put yourself after the people that you're hurting.
I'm so sorry you're in pain.
Oculos the Destroyer.
You went off script. That's what happens. All right, read the prompter.
That's right. Read the prompter. Yeah.
So when I'm not hurting people, I am really community building. So please go out and connect with people. I really do love the community here. It's weird being out of headset, because I'm looking at this screen and I'm like, I'm not in the metaverse with all of my community, but I'm here with everybody in the chat. I'm here with my good friend Aaron, and in spirit with Jason until he lands or wherever he is right now. So shout out Jason. Love both of y'all.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Jason will be back next week, of course, and
I'm fired already. I didn't do a good job.
Well, you never know if I'll make it. So you did tell me when we got started that I'm probably your second favorite host on this show.
Top two. It's a good spot to be in.
Oh, even my good friend Solaris says, "Go, Jason." Yeah,
she's a good supporter. Appreciate you, Solaris.
Yeah, yep, for sure. So let's jump into this final clip because we get into the Q&A and it's really, really good. And then to close things out with song, that's just a great way to end it. So yeah, all right. So let's get back after it. I'm going to try to do it right here. By the way, this is the first time that I've like run all the back end controls on this. So I didn't screw anything up too bad except for tell you that you hurt people. Here we go.
The worst that can happen.
Okay, let's dance. Come on. Hey, okay. All right. Hey.
Yeah.
So we're about to go to our audience questions, take some questions from you guys. Just FYI, nothing in the room was broken. Just one tripod is kind of messed up. But
so glad you survived that.
Right.
It wasn't your good side, was it?
Right. No. So Lolly, if you could do two things, if you could take down the sound wall for the audience and turn the house lights up so we can get some questions, see our audience.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much, audience members. Woo woo.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, so to our audience that's here live for this, hey, Exterminator, good to see you again. And
hello.
To you guys.
Same to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're looking to, by the way, not that it's not good to see any of the other folks here. It's good to see everybody. Like Exterminator just came in a little bit late, but hey, if you have any questions for Amayah, Oculos, Jason, or myself, just come on up on stage and you can ask your questions. Hey, I crave cola. Come on up.
I don't have any questions right now.
All right.
We were very thorough.
Wow, 84.
We were very thorough.
Yeah.
Okay, not so much a question, just a comment. Is that fine?
Yeah.
This is my first time experiencing Horizon Worlds, and I'm just gonna say this is really cool seeing how this all went down. You guys are amazing. This is really, I'm new to this big time, and you guys have got me pretty much hooked. Like, I want to explore so much more, and you were my first stop. You were on account of Southern Charm, Southern Charm. I came to watch Southern Charm, but I watched the show. I actually stayed and watched the show. It was really cool. Thank you guys.
Very cool. Glad you're here.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Glad you're here.
Can I take that question?
Absolutely.
So for WOB84, I know your question was, how come it's so awesome in here? I would love to answer that. So I'm glad that this was your first experience. The reason behind what we do is because we want people to have these amazing first experiences. So not just the welcoming at tours, not just people who go around asking, how can you help? But just finding great places that have positive energy and are just looking to help and share information. So please keep exploring. And if you ever need help, you've got a lot of people you can ask, so please do.
Absolutely.
And
welcome.
Hey,
welcome to Horizon.
Oculus, I'm just going to add to that. WOB84, I'm going to invite you for my first dumpling when it's ready.
Well, look at that. Yeah. You already got a plate at dinner.
Right. And
Trainer,
and if you have
come on up.
any other comments, just write your comments on the back of a blank check and mail that to any one of us, man. We'll love it.
I go by cash in the real world, by the
way. You go by cash. Nice. Hey, Trainer.
Cool. So the question is for Amayah, and it was just wondering to see if you're going to do any events for to bring together the Asian community, Europe and the US together to basically bring the Horizon community together.
Yes, definitely. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I do want to try and communicate that better. Although it's called Worlds of Asia, and we're talking about, Asian community, people who identify with Asia, but they're not necessarily like people who are just from Asia. I mean, you can be friends of Asia. You may like Asia. You may like sushi only. You may want to go to Japan. Anything like that. So it's not really restricted to just
Surprise.
I had a feeling you were going to do this.
Yeah, surprise.
Stuff in my face with my
Yeah, but hey, I just want to say real quick, I know I shouted him out earlier, but Trainer Cal, he is actually going to be both our, oh, look at this. He just commented, who was that beautiful guy? He would win that most beautiful award. Yeah, 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 he's going to be our guest this upcoming Friday for the live studio audience recording. Both our guest and our musical guest. So that's going to be super cool.
Will there be an easy way to get in as if there were maybe a door, let's say in the soapstone?
You know what? Now that you say that, let's put a door in the soapstone tomorrow so that it's easy to find Friday at 11 a.m.
I like it.
Eastern
it's
time.
Not too early either. It's perfect time.
Right. It's perfect. All right. Back at it.
Asians or people coming from Asia, later on, there's just a lot more to do. I mean, it could be people working in Asia, Americans kind of like, in Asia and things like that. So there's plenty to work on. Definitely all inclusive, all welcoming for sure. I'll think of those events to kind of like, connect people together.
Ohio gozaimasu. That's all I got.
Yes. I'm not Japanese though.
I know. No, I was talking to him. I was I was giving it to him. I was giving him the little bit I got. Yeah, I wasn't calling you Japanese. I know that's offensive. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, so now it's my turn to add on to that. So perfect example, when there are communities out here, doesn't mean if you don't fit in that community based on just the people that are prevalent, you're also welcome as an ally. I learned this very early on connecting with Women in Horizon and Better World Museum, Paige Dansinger. I immediately connected as a friend, and when I joined to show support, she said she really appreciated the support and sharing the message that you can be an ally. You don't have to be a woman to be in Women in Horizon. You can be an ally, just like with the LGBTQ plus community. You can be an ally. All these communities you don't have to cookie cutter fit into. You can also support. You can be an ally and share that message, so that way they have more and more people to reach and can find more people. So please do.
Absolutely.
For sure. And Trainer, I want to just say some nice things about you for a minute, because you're from the UK, and we recently opened up Horizon Worlds to our friends from across the pond, and it's been super cool to see people come in and integrate cultures together. And you've been a big part of that. You could have come into the Soapstone and to Horizon Worlds and watched from an outsider, but that's not what you did. You came in and you became involved, you became integrated, you became part of the Soapstone. So I appreciate you, man, and the role that you're playing. And that goes for not just you, but many of our friends from the United Kingdom and from Poland. Arkin, you as well, dude. You've blown me away at your willingness to help bridge gaps between cultures and make this a great place, welcoming to everybody. So thank you all. Me today, you as well. I'm not leaving you out.
Yeah, I would say that's been my biggest encouragement. One of my biggest encouragement this past week was really having great connections with my friends from the UK. And just think, man, like right here in the Horizon, we're able to make connections with people across the world. And that's what you got to understand, man. Like this gives us an opportunity to impact people and connect with people that you would have never come in contact with outside of the metaverse. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, this has been so fun, so good to hang out with the two of you and all of you here in the studio audience. Cut it short, but I feel like we gotta pull it to an end. Plus, we have a special treat to end things. We have our friend Southern Charm.
Yes,
Southern Charm. Yeah. You want to come close us out with some song, or do we want to do anything else before we close out with her music?
Nope. I'm gonna say, man, let's let Southern Charm take us home with a selection. Come on up here. I said selection.
Yeah.
That's old school like a mug.
Yeah. Southern Charm. So happy.
I got a girl crush Hate to admit it, but I got a heart. It ain't slowing down. I got it real bad. I want everything she has. The smiling that midnight laugh she's giving you now. I wanna taste her lips. Yeah, 'cause they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want her long blonde hair. I want her magic touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe then you'd want me just as much. I got a girl crush. I don't get no sleep. I don't get no peace thinking about her under your bed sheets. The way that she's whispering, the way that she's pulling you in. Lord knows I've tried. I can't get her off my mind.
Keep singing.
I wanna
Thank everybody. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, 'cause
next
they
week.
taste
Appreciate everybody. Keep going, Southern Charm. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Every Friday, right here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and every Tuesday on Facebook and YouTube at 1 p.m. Eastern.
This is awesome.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure. We will be back next week with a brand new episode, and you can always find us at jasonearls.com, theunemployedalcoholic.com, or at the Soapstone Comedy Club in Horizon Worlds.